ATS, the official IT service provider of your Austin Aztecs. Trust our experience to manage your business technology. Select physical therapy. Be treated like the pros by the official training and physical therapy provider for your Austin Aztecs.
Yeah, do you want me to put the
Austin Chronicle. Look for soccer watch every week in print and online at austinchronicle.com. Team physician Dr. Richard Schramm and Austin Orthopedic Specialist, official sports medicine provider of the Aztecs. AEPS, our sponsor for the VIP section. The VIP section features air conditioning and free food. Contact tickets at austinaztecs.com for more info.
Look, they probably also have a round.
Stubbs Legendary Barbecue, the Aztecs preferred barbecue sauce. Don't miss the Stubbs food truck at our next home game on August 1st. Want to grab a bite to eat with the Aztecs players? Join us at the lead following the gameplay. It's right around the corner at Farmer and Avery Range Road. The Aztecs would also like to send a special shout out to all the members of Everly's Army. Let's hear from the supporter groups and Amplifier Austin.
Okay. You were looking at the scoreboard or something. You gonna go with that?
Is my Irish okay on 4? Okay.
Introducing to you this game, Arizona United SC. Tonight's starting lineup. Goalkeeper number 1, Bob Lazinski. Defender number 30, Otis Earl. Defender number 6, Rock Granger. Defender number 22, Rob Valentino. Defender number 8, George Monkey. Midfielder number 23, Scott Morrison. Midfielder number 12, Joy Gillen. Midfielder number 11, Danny Garcia. Or number 17, Brad Sisser.
Austin Aztecs return home after a swing through the Mountain Time Zone, taking on the Switchbacks of Colorado Springs, and subsequently over in Salt Lake against the Monarchs. Today against a familiar foe, Arizona United SC, the third of 4 meetings this year. In fact, that fourth matchup will come in 1 week's time, back over near Scottsdale. But as for tonight, north of the capital city of Austin, we are in Round Rock at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. Lincoln Rose, Kim McConicle with you. Kit, we mentioned these two Western Conference sides familiar with one another. Each time, Arizona able to capture 3 points by the end of the night.
That's right. Arizona's won the previous 2 matches by a combined score of 4-2. It's all about Long Tan, the man up front. 3 of his team-leading 7 goals have come against the Aztecs. They're going to have to keep him in check this evening.
Let's take a look at some of the keys to the game for the visiting squad from Arizona. As you talk about a team that has captured 6 points at the expense of the Aztec. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's exactly right. 2 wins in 2 matches, looking to go 3 for 3 tonight here in Austin. As we mentioned, Long Tan will go to the guy up front, play it long, find the man up top, and hopefully he can add to his scoring streak against these Aztecs.
You and I had an extended conversation with the manager of the Austin Aztecs, Paul Dalglish, and, well, there certainly are some adjustments to be made in this third chapter of this rivalry as we take a look at the keys to the game for the home side Aztecs in this USL matchup. What stood out to you?
The Aztecs, they have one of the better defenses in the USL. The offense, a bit lacking, but they have to keep those back four. Tonight it's going to be Ambrose, Teamboat, Rosaboom, and Gunderson. They have to keep a clean sheet. If they do that, a good chance to win. And, well, obviously a team last in the USL in scoring, plain and simple, they have to find the back of the net.
Well, each side, of course, will field a full 11, but you and I just have time to focus on one man apiece. And for Arizona United, it's a man we've seen at various levels of professional soccer here in the United States, these days in the USL, Dennis Chin.
That's right. He will be the man up top, I should say. Keep an eye on him. So dangerous. Talk about the team leading scorer and the goals against the Aztecs.
And, of course, for the home side, the man that we will focus on, one of the newest additions as Gall on loan from the MLS partner of the Aztecs up there in Columbus.
That's right. A very impressive young player, Roman Gall, as you said, on loan from the Aztecs affiliate Columbus Crew SC. He's a member of the U20 U.S. men's national team, has experience playing in the MLS and internationally. He may be the guy who can help the Aztecs scoring woes.
Take a look at the starting 11 if we have the chance here for the visitors from Arizona United. Not many changes from the first 2 go-rounds. Again, a talented back line. A lot of emphasis will be placed on the skill of Long Tan up top.
Absolutely. Rob Valentino likes to play the long ball. He'll be looking for Tan. Carl Wazinski, one of the better goalkeepers in the USL. He has had 2 great games against the Aztecs. He'll be looking for a third.
Aztecs fans will be thrilled to see that a healthy Chris Tierpak is back in the starting 11 tonight. He will complement both King and Trevin Cesar, who had the lone goal in the loss this past weekend. You've got Yates there anchoring in the midfield. On the back line, a talented group in front of Devin Perales, who continues to own the space between the posts.
Defensively, it's all about the captain, Lance Rosaboom, the big man from Iowa. He is that right center back, controls that back line, and Perales, a phenomenal goalkeeper. If he's able to keep a clean sheet, the Aztecs will have a good chance to pick up the full 3 points.
So again, third meeting this year, third of 4 between Austin and Arizona. The nature of these schedules, you are guaranteed to play everybody in your own conference twice, but regionally, you have a chance to play them 1 or 2 more times as the USL with 24 participants this year, 24 franchises, wants to keep travel as reasonable as possible. And Kit, we just found out officially after a lot of talk for the past couple of months, there's going to be a nice road trip coming up for the Austin Aztecs in the near future. The 25th franchise named RGV FC down in South Texas.
That's exactly right. Rio Grande Valley Football Club. They will start play in 2016, an affiliate of the Houston Dynamo there in Edinburgh. Soccer continuing to grow across the Lone Star State. Maybe an up-and-coming rivalry for the Aztecs there in the south of the Lone Star State.
We've seen the images. They have already broke ground down south. Meanwhile, the captain's meeting with our referees tonight for the Aztecs, of course, that is Lance Rosaboom. Rosaboom doesn't have a place to put a pocket square on his kit, but we had a chance to see him look as dapper as usual in an interview over with our friends at Time Warner Cable last night. And, well, the early morning duties, if you see Paul Dalglish yawning any point during this match, he was on the early morning show advertising and getting the fans out and excited for this one.
It's been a big week. You and I spoke with Paul Dalglish pregame, as you mentioned, and he really emphasized this match. This is an Aztecs team that their season has been up and down, looking for consistency, looking for that one game to hopefully put them on a winning streak. Tonight, this could be the match. They will see this same Arizona United squad next week at Scottsdale Stadium. So the Aztecs with a chance, the same opponent 2 consecutive weeks, and hoping to come up with some points.
Second meeting here in Central Texas between these two sides. For those of you watching over in Arizona, last time you joined us on the broadcast, we were at House Park. Of course, Memorial Day, Austin was not immune to the flooding. House Park fell victim. And that means that for the rest of this season and potentially on into the future, the Austin Aztecs have moved north of the capital city. Just about the same distance as the Arizona United squad moved from last year to this year's home over there in the greater Phoenix area from one end to the other. Devin Perales, again, your man between the pipes. Had a few awkward chances where the defense made a mistake. It was Perales 1v1 versus the opposing striker this past weekend, and each time it was the talent of Salt Lake that was able to make the Aztecs pay for those 3 comeback goals.
Yeah, defensive lapses by the Aztecs, and as you said, Real Monarchs taking advantage in that match. Sister and Tan up front, set to get things started for the away team in the white kits, the Aztecs in the home blue.
We are underway. As Kit just mentioned, Aztecs wearing the blue for the home side kits. Those were rare miscues by the back line, which has otherwise been solid, and of course an emphasis for Paul Dalglish's teams over the years, whether it be when they were the PDL national champions or even when he was an assistant coach in the MLS a year ago. So Mikey Ambrose will restart things, putting it on the boot of Rocha. As at the moment, a little over half the pitch in the shadows of the near side stands. By the end of the night, we'll be completely at the mercy of the lights here in Round Rock. Rosaboom will swing it out wide to the wing. As the Aztecs really feeling confident in what's building, and anytime that ball's on the foot of Chris Tierpak, optimism continues to grow. A foul on the opponents from Arizona winds up with Cuero.
Tierpak's first game back, missed last week's match at the Real Monarchs, had a foot injury. He's the one the Aztecs are looking for, their leading scorer.
Now, it was Mikey Ambrose really getting things started, working it inside the 18, despite being a member of that back line. He is going to be active from one touch line to the other all night long.
Ambrose, one of the fastest players on the team, the native of Frisco, Texas, gave up his final year of eligibility at the University of Maryland to come play for this professional version of the Aztecs. And they're very happy he did. One of those new age backs, really starts things himself. There is the aforementioned Ambrose. So quick.
Same can be mentioned for his goalkeeper tonight, Devin Perales, who forewent his senior year of college to have a chance to join the Aztecs in their first year in the USL. Ball headed up ahead. It'll be sent in touch by Malky. George Malky, the midfielder out of Scottsdale, Arizona. One of the young men who gets to play in their backyard.
And what a facility that is. Scottsdale Stadium right there. Aztecs will be visiting there next week, as we mentioned. This is a big game for Austin. They need to start well. They need to find the first goal. It's all about confidence, all about momentum for a team that's still struggling with consistency.
Cuero collects over on the near side of the midfield, asks for help, sends it back to Ambrose.
And both these teams coming off losses, as you mentioned, both looking to get back in the win column. The Aztecs further down the table in the Western Conference, but still plenty of time to get in those top 6 spots for a playoff position.
They'll send one into the light. Out wide, Tierpak sends in a cross up top, and this ball trickling around, and Caesar just can't jump on it in time.
And that ball well cleared. Good job that time. Arizona standing strong at the back. Caesar, he gets the start tonight, does the man from Lambeau Tobago, the TNT product. He's known as a super sub, but given the opportunity here with the 90 minutes, and we'll see if he can take advantage.
Tierpak offside, making a run, was mindful that he had just one man between him and the opposing keeper and was trying to delicately balance that opportunity, but in the end, the flag goes up. Just a moment ago, Kit, the best opportunity of the night for the Aztecs.
You like the idea. Take a look here. That ball played across, bouncing, and Caesar unable to get to it first. Well cleared out of the box and out of danger by Arizona United.
Arizona's Rob Valentino, the man who was charged with marking Caesar, breathing a huge sigh of relief when he saw that that ball was going to be sent back towards the midfield. See Paul Dalglish in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. I'm sure he's kept an eye on the Open overseas with some good golf underway. We even worked some golf into that conversation with the top man down in the Aztecs locker room a little bit earlier today.
Yeah, the Scott's been telling us he wouldn't mind playing in the Pro-Am Tour or playing professionally one day, but he's got a 12 handicap. He'll have to work on that.
Of course, he did play professionally and won a championship with the Houston Dynamo of Major League Soccer back in the day. Now in his second stint at the helm of the Austin Aztecs, originally when they were in the PDL and were a powerhouse nationally. He departed the squad after that national championship 2 years ago to get a taste of what it's like to be on the staff of an MLS side over in Salt Lake. A reunion of sorts this past weekend. And boy, was he familiar with that altitude that the Aztecs face, not just in Salt Lake, but also nearby Colorado Springs in that same time zone. That may very well have been the difference between the Aztecs with some early leads, leaving with 3 points, as opposed to leaving empty-handed.
The Aztecs played arguably their best first half of the entire season in that game against the Real Monarchs, but as you said, the altitude combined with the travel, just not a lot left in the second half. Real Monarchs able to take the win there at home. A tough loss for the Aztecs.
Corner kick coming up for the home side. Again, Trevin Caesar continues to get the start as opposed to be a, we like to say, super sub. A good look at the man who will handle this set piece, Brendan King, the 6-foot midfielder who comes to the Aztecs from the Chicago Fire of Major League Soccer. It's always nice to have your caddy tend the flag. This one will stay tight near post. Could not find the noggin of Tierpak as Arizona successfully has held and sends it back up towards midfield. Aztecs looking for another opportunity as Ambrose sends it back ahead. Tierpak makes a run, but the ball won't find his boots. Instead, most recently touched by Arizona's Jonathan Top. Top getting to play about as close to home as he's going to here in the USL season. He's a Fort Worth native, playing for Arizona United SC this year.
Yeah, Top second on this team. 3 goals, 2 assists behind Tan. We mentioned 7 goals and 1 assist for the man from China. Arizona, they're 8th in the Western Conference, only 2 places out of a playoff spot with 22 points. We mentioned the importance of this match for Austin. Obviously important for the visitors as well.
Aztecs. Paul Dalglish was mindful that anytime the Aztecs weren't going to win a ball, they needed that numbers advantage back. And that time you saw no concerns whatsoever in front of Devin Perales, his line, everybody in place.
The Aztecs defensively very cognizant of the long ball. They know that Valentino's going to be looking for Tan to send that one over the top, and it's going to be about Rosenboom and Timbo getting to it.
Tierpak makes the run, needs a teammate to play with on the cross. Still an opportunity alive here for the Aztecs. A corner kick coming up for the home side.
Well done there, Valentino, the native of Phoenix, able to clear that one out of danger initially, but the Aztecs having won a corner. Take another look here. And Tierpak doing what he does best, in space, making something happen.
Didn't have the angle for a shot, issues in the cross with that left boot instead. It sets up this opportunity. Again, the man who will do the honors, Brendan King, for a second time this opening half. This ball hangs up there long enough. Arizona struggles to get on top of it, still in that final third. But the threat appears to have dissipated for the home side. And just as I say that, a chance on the near in line, but again, nobody to play with inside the 18. How about third time a charm? That one sails over the crossbar thanks to the opposing keeper, able to guide it up and over. Again, Wazinski comes through with his first save of the night.
Yeah, beautiful work here from Tony Rocha, the former Sporting KC man, sees a bit of space, elects to put that one on frame, and was just enough to it to lift it over the crossbar. Another corner for the Aztecs.
And they are starting to consistently knock on that door, trying to work their way through the threshold for an opening advantage.
Rocha's so important in that midfield triangle, along with Yates and Cuero.
Third corner. Different approach this time, looking for Rosenboom. And this will simply be a goal kick in time for Arizona to breathe a sigh of relief.
Like the idea of playing it to the near post, the top of the 6-yard box. Rosenboom just unable to put that one on frame of Wazinski.
Oh, Tip of the hat to Carl Wazinski. That save, a big one here early on, and Aztecs may find their best success taking shots from just outside the 18.
Wazinski's had some of his best performances against the Aztecs, the former Orlando City man. He is a great goalkeeper, and the Aztecs, they're going to have to come up with something special to beat him.
Roseboom, the captain, again sends it up on the far wing, but too heavy of a touch. That would have been a no-doubter in touch at House Park, a narrower pitch at high school football stadium. This also a high school football stadium, but the stands are farther apart, so we have a more consistent width, and we also don't have any lacrosse lines down there on the field.
Yeah, the players prefer this pitch. It's a newer turf, a different synthetic surface. Ball plays a little bit quicker on it, but today the temperature, heat index, well over 100 degrees here in Central Texas, and that turf has been absorbing the sun all day long. About 100 degrees currently down on the pitch.
Obviously the yellow soccer lines, the only ones applicable here tonight. We won't worry about the lines that are in white until this fall on Friday nights. Caesar wins this ball 20 yards out. It'll be deflected, and a simple catch for Wazinski.
Granger, man from Hawaii, able to get his body between the shot and the goalkeeper. No trouble for Wazinski. But they need to find Caesar, see if his pace can frustrate the Arizona defense.
Counter for Arizona. And right now, Morrison with the ball at his feet. The defender had worked his way all the way up. And Morrison in the midfield. They'll now retreat for a better look and to reassess things here.
Good work here, Arizona, not being frustrated, keeping possession, using the width of the pitch. Aztecs, they really want to press in the center third. They want to win the ball back. They don't want it to get all the way back to their back four. They want to win in the Arizona side of the pitch, get that offense going the other way.
Valentino, you mentioned that if he has his way, he'll send it over the top to Long Tan for a isolation opportunity. That has not availed itself as of yet. Nice discipline tonight by Austin. This time out wide, offside, the flag immediately up, and it'll be back over to the home club.
There's a lot of pressure on those center backs, the Brazilian Chimbo and Rosenboom, especially with Ambrose and Gunderson, the wings giving rein to move forward.
Caesar. He has the speed to beat every man in front of him. That time had a triumvirate of visitors in white kits between him and the opposing keeper. Opted to take the shot. It'll trickle wide for a goal kick.
Yeah, Caesar has to do better in that situation. You like his mentality, trying to get behind those three players, send the ball in. But either he's got to hold that up or force Wazinski to come up with the save.
But that is approximately where Paul Dalglish wants Caesar receiving that ball. He believes the speed alone of the former NASL champion will allow him to get past the final man with ease.
That's a great point. They want Caesar to have the ball with a little space. They want him to take it outside the 18-yard box and cut in.
King sends in the cross, exposed back post, too tall for Tierpak. Oh, there was space on that far post. Wazinski could only cover so much real estate, but again, too tall for the intended header. How about straight away? Like the odds in a kick save by Wazinski, who comes through for a second time tonight with a huge stop.
What a save from Carl Wazinski right there. The big man able to get low enough, puts the right boot out to knock it away. Wazinski at 6'5", coming up with something special to keep it goalless.
Brilliant passing. They find the angle and the opportunity, but again, the score will remain as it was. So Carl Wazinski is slowly building some confidence, and you just have to wonder, in the mind of these strikers, you start to see a keeper make sensational stops early in a match and how much that eats away at any confidence you're building.
It's hugely mental for strikers. These are guys who are supposed to score goals. When you get on that one-on-one situation, you're usually supposed to beat the keeper. So far, Wazinski is up to the task. You've got to think if that's going to start creeping in the mind of the men up front in blue.
This opportunity began off the boot of Morrison, the man from Aberdeen, Scotland, one of the four non-locals, and when I say locals, Americans on this roster.
A lot of local talent there, a lot of players from the Valley of the Sun for Arizona United SC, and rightfully so. Fantastic youth soccer in Arizona.
Malky will toss it in, and immediately Brad Stisser sends it back in touch, a giveaway over to the Aztecs, who toss it in their own defensive third.
You see Stisser playing that number 10 behind Tan. Tan really the lone striker. Now Stisser pressing forward a bit, Munoz. But really it's going to be about finding Tan. He's the guy they want taking the shots.
Again, nice space building. Tierpak will pull it back. As the Blue Kits move forward within the final 30 yards, this ball trickles wide. No need to make the save, but Wazinski, just out of muscle memory, will knock that ball down and issue it back up ahead.
I like the idea from Tierpak. Cuts it back to the center of the pitch, knew that he didn't have numbers, trying to play quickly, looked to slow things down, but then takes a shot from about 35 yards out. No trouble for Wazinski. Maybe a bit optimistic there.
More and more of this pitch now being engulfed in the shadows for the remainder of this evening, to the relief of Wazinski, who's still in the sun. Perales, meanwhile, in his frame, completely out of the sun for the rest of the night.
Take this opportunity to welcome in all the fans there in Arizona watching in Scottsdale. They will get to see a replay of this matchup next week at Scottsdale Stadium.
Yeah, just about the entire cast and crew involved in this matchup will shift just a bit west, with the exception of a couple of broadcasters. That'll be the fourth and final chapter of this inaugural season of this rivalry. Ball well played through, but too heavy. Perales the only man with a chance for it.
Good play. You see what Arizona wants to do. They want to play through the center, find that final ball to release hand into space, but just too heavy. Perales, he knows that's what that United is looking for. He's going to be quick off his line. That may give United a chance to possibly chip the big man if they can catch him in no man's land.
Ball on the boot of Andres Cuero, playing back a bit before he moves up towards the midfield. This ball heads in the opposite direction.
Talked about local products for Arizona. Andres Cuero, local product for the Aztecs. Played his high school ball at Westlake High School just down the road.
Played for the PDL version of the Aztecs for a bit as well. And that was the nice thing. You can call it an expansion side, but Paul Dalglish certainly has some internal knowledge of a lot of the players who joined him this year.
With that success in 2013 comes high expectation.
Well, it also means you don't have to try to sell your ideas that much harder to a cast of strangers. Tierpak will send one in, looking for Caesar, still not cleared out by Arizona, as this ball will make its way all the way just short of the flag for a toss for Austin.
The Aztecs taking the majority of the league accolades in 2013.
Trying to turn, Caesar positions himself 20 yards out. One touch fired, it goes high. Aztecs have been the aggressor here in the opening 17 minutes now. Opportunities, but Arizona United has to be pleased. Despite those chances, still 0-0.
Second attempt from Rocha outside of the box. You see the ball bouncing here, takes it off the left foot, unable to put it on goal. But Rocha finding a bit of space. The defense of Arizona occupied with Caesar King and Tierpak up front, and Tony Rocha just able to creep in there. We'll have to keep an eye on that, see if he can find a goal.
So Rocha on the year, still looking for his first USL goal. Does have 2 points, a pair of assists. Speaking of goals, Tierpak, the class scorer for Austin, will win this opportunity. This ball coming from 25 yards out momentarily.
That is what Chris Tierpak, the former Chivas USA man, does best. Spent last year in the MLS there with the now defunct LA outfit. Had 9 games and a goal. And you see it going in right here. The big tackle, Valentino, and an easy card for the man in the middle, or an easy call for the man in the middle, I should say.
Well, it may have been an easy decision for Valentino. Tierpak had him beat on the move, and that leaves your back line vulnerable. Instead, simply a free kick, albeit from straight away.
It's what the Aztecs want from Tierpak. That's what they want from Caesar. Run at defenders, either beat them, find the open man, or win a free kick.
Brendan King, also in search of his first goal this year, fires one right on frame. The Aztecs don't make their fans wait long tonight in Round Rock. A goal in the midst of the 18th minute.
What a goal from the former Chicago Fire man. King takes advantage of the set piece, buries it high to the near post, upper 90. Nothing Wazinski could do about that. And the Aztecs take a lead.
Wazinski had played the role of hero for the better portion of this first half. But the time was up on this free kick.
Just beautifully taken, beautifully struck, curved perfectly. Nothing Wazinski could do in that situation. Now the pressure is on the visitors in white. Can they find the equalizer? Reminiscent of what happened the last time these two teams got together. The Aztecs took a lead only to see it evaporate as the match progressed. The Aztecs, they may have to find another one or two as an insurance.
Well, Austin has been off to a good start in recent matches. It's been a matter of finishing strong. They took a 1-0 advantage in their last meeting on the road against the Monarchs over there in Sandy, Utah. Looking for insurance here, something that has eluded them as of late. Tierpak, who was not a part of that most recent road swing, will again test Wazinski, who this time is able to squeeze it in.
The good news for the Aztecs, a team that they've had trouble scoring all season. They strike first. Eberle's Army, the supporters group, on their feet. And you know they've got to be happy with this start.
Arizona certainly has not been able to pester Devin Perales in that back line of Austin as much as they had hoped here in the early going, finding themselves down now by a goal.
Arizona 3 wins in their last 5 matches.
Ambrose, the man on the back line, up ahead to Yates, who lost that ball off his big toe. Aztecs able to recover. Cuero hoping Caesar can make the run, but Wazinski is not going to give them a chance to beat his man.
A good idea from Cuero, looking to play it over the top to Caesar.
As Morrison will center this ball and receive it right back.
And Arizona electing to play down that spine, the center third of the pitch. Now widening things just a bit. They may be better served to use the full width here, as you said, a much wider pitch than at House Park where they played previously.
I don't think Austin would mind if they had to be playing on that on the wing. Meanwhile, offside, the easy flag goes up when that ball is finally collected at the feet of Brad Stisser. Almost had to dial 1 before dialing all 10 digits for Stisser on that one all by himself.
Yeah, well on the other side, not timing the run well there. The Aztecs, they're going to keep a high line for those back 4. That's playing with fire. If you're able to get the offside call, that's great. If Stisser, Munoz, or Tan is able to time it, they're going to have a one-on-one with Perales.
A nice flow to this match. I know certainly the fans who are a bit biased cheering for the men in blue believe it's been a nice pace. As you see the folks, a lot of families up here in a youthful Round Rock, Cedar Park area. We have within the vicinity a AAA baseball team, an AHL, which is essentially AAA pro hockey, and then professional soccer now. In addition to the NBA D-League's Austin Spurs, that's a lot of teams that are just one level removed from the top level, all very close confines, but all successful because they are supported by these families, providing a great family product. And I know the Aztecs are thrilled to be a part of it.
Yeah, the capital city is such a wonderful place for sports, obviously known for the University of Texas Longhorns, but so many teams making a home here and successfully, as you mentioned.
Yates down the middle, draws attention, and ultimately it is Trevin Caesar with a class strike from inside the 18. Caesar provides Austin insurance, something they have sought in recent matches and find early here tonight, not even midway through the opening half.
Beautiful work from Yates around the defender, unselfish. The big man lays it off, and Caesar, no mistake, laces the right boot into it. Wazinski, don't think he thought that shot was going to come from Caesar. Thought Tierpak was going to take it, wasn't ready. And the Aztecs a 2-0 lead in the 22nd.
Aztecs were thrilled when they saw 2 men clamping down on Yates, and that gave the Aztecs the numbers advantage, an opportunity for Tierpak or Caesar. They go to the man with the 21 on his back.
That's exactly right. A lot of pressure on Caesar, getting the start, coming up big. But for Arizona, shades of what happened last time when they went down 2-0 15 minutes into the Aztecs. They ended up winning that match 3-2. Perales well out of his box, but the flag up for offside.
You've got to warn all the folks who are binge watching these games back at home before you give a spoiler like that. Meanwhile, that is the 6th goal on the year for Trevin Caesar. It matches Chris Tierpak for the top on this roster for Austin. Again, Trevin Caesar a year ago was in the North American Soccer League, about an hour south of here with the San Antonio Scorpions, as they would go on to claim the Soccer Bowl trophy. Caesar was primarily a key reserve who you would see coming in as a closer each match. His scoring prowess certainly has paid great dividends. In fact, his roommate, not too shabby of a scorer in his own right. Here's Ambrose, the defender, trying to feed Caesar for a second time. That ball finds Ambrose and then right back to Wazinski. His roommate just said farewell yesterday to the month of Ramadan and is thrilled to be feasting once again Séni Touré.
It's been a busy few months for Séni Touré, the man from the Gambia. Had his first child, his son, born just about 2 months ago. Then celebrating the month of Ramadan as an observant Muslim, cannot eat during daylight hours. And I believe the first thing he said to you and I is, I'm glad that is over. I'm happy to put some weight back on. The Aztecs, they'll be happy to see that as well.
Cuero up ahead to Caesar. Caesar just dancing 30 yards out, looking to turn, but ultimately will surrender the ball back to the back line of Arizona. But the majority of this match is taking place on this left side of the pitch. A rare entry into the offensive set here for Arizona. The touch just off the mark, looking for Malky.
Yeah, the Aztecs 5-9-3 on the season. 3-3-3 at home, whether that was House Park or currently here at Kelly Reeves. The visitors 7-8-1, 3-5-0, 3 wins, 5 losses, no draws so far this year on the road for Arizona United.
If they ever wanted to play a USL match on sand, they could have done that probably this past month over at House Park, as the entire artificial surface had been ripped up for this upcoming fall high school football season.
Well, you mentioned the Memorial Day floods. House Park Stadium, historic House Park Stadium, under 10 feet of water, having to take out all of the electrics, having to redo the entire stadium, new turf being put down. The Aztecs making their way up here to their new home.
The water was clearly above the soccer crossbar and just below the football crossbar. And it was quite a sight to see. Obviously a lot of devastation in the area as a result of those Memorial Day floods. The Aztecs right now with the 2-goal advantage. The initial strike came from Brendan King on the free kick outside the 18. Trevin Caesar most recently off the assist from Drew Yates has provided the second goal of this opening half for the Aztecs.
As I said, this match eerily similar to the one they played previously. Arizona winning that one 3-2. If he converts a penalty in the 35th, this will be deja vu.
Foul on Arizona. And if you are the visitors, you just hope that you can get to that locker room with this deficit no greater than 2, may even chip in one of your own. But limited opportunities here in this opening half.
The Aztecs have really dominated possession. It was a slow start, but the past 15 minutes, they have had the majority of possession, really dictating the pace of play, being played in the center third and forcing Arizona to drop defensively.
It's nice of the Aztecs to finally let Lance Roseboom touch a ball, as that back line has not been tested much thus far. Arizona would like to change that soon. Rocha will center this pass through Yates and out wide now to Roseboom.
Most players only touch the ball for about 3 minutes per game. For Roseboom, it may be about 3 seconds so far.
Roseboom will send this one up ahead to Cuero. Short passes, nice possession game at the moment for Austin, a luxury they can afford.
For the Aztecs, as we said, looking at their roster and the substitutes, Chris Tierpak didn't play last week because of the foot injury, gets the start tonight. I have a feeling he will not go the entire 90 minutes. Greg Malamba and Travis Golden out with a hip and knee injury, respectively. The bench, Larendi, Cruz, Fekete, Guadasi, Masi Giorio, the new addition from Columbus Crew, Gall, and Séni Touré for the Aztecs.
Again, momentum moving in favor of the Aztecs, but not making the run was Yates, who you have to imagine was targeted for that last pass.
So far this match living up to the billing. Arizona, team that has allowed the most goals per game, 1.94 goals a match, 31 goals on the season.
I don't know if we can fault Wazinski for either of the 2 balls that have been able to get past the Arizona keeper tonight. A couple of class strikes from the men in blue, as this will simply be a toss coming up for the home side.
One noticeable change for Arizona United fans. They are missing Milton Blanco. He has been released, the midfielder, due to team violation. That was all that was said. He is not on the team's roster. And a new addition, Edward Zea, the former San Antonio Scorpion, the Colombian, signed earlier this week.
Yeah, Zea was a part of the Scorpions roster this year, as recently as this past spring.
Zea played for Colombia in the U17 2007 FIFA World Cup finals in South Korea.
In fact, Zea had a chance to play against these Aztecs a couple of times preseason and in the U.S. Open Cup. Each time the Austin Aztecs able to get the better I think in the pyramid, you would consider big brother. Aztecs would go on to be knocked out of the classic U.S. Open Cup over in Houston at the home of the Dynamo against the MLS side.
Yeah, the Aztecs, they can be very proud of their progress taking down the NASL Scorpions before falling to the Dynamo.
Little give-and-go touch. Caesar right back to Tierpak. Tierpak wearing the pink feet tonight. And a little heel pass up ahead to Tierpak. An fortunate hop, though, up ahead to Wazinski.
Tierpak has been very active, quick on his feet. Someone coming back off a foot injury. A good sign for the Aztecs forward.
Trevin Caesar wanted that ball back. He goes sprinting 50 yards the other way as we take a look at what almost was on the opposite end. Caesar looking for the assist for his efforts.
You see Caesar there with the back heel and well read, picked out that time. Granger able to get just enough of his body in front of Tierpak.
Oh, Tierpak wishes he had a second touch on that ball with the keeper that far off his line. Roseboom will collect. Finds a man in space. Again, that man is Rocha. Through to Caesar. Flag is up. Caesar can have all the fun he wants on this kick, but it won't be worth anything if it crosses the finish line.
The offside trap being tested early and often from both of these back lines. That time, able to time it was the United defense. Caesar just on the other side.
Just about 30 minutes into this one. Lincoln Rose, Kit McConico with you.
It's been a fantastic matchup. It's been box to box. It has been exciting, high-octane soccer. Arizona United, they've got to be disappointed with the scoreline, but playing well. One thing they need, more shots on goal. Haven't really troubled Perales this far through the first half hour.
Quick restart for Austin, as they'll send this one back the other way. Well, the easiest way to keep up with your favorite USL clubs when they are not in action on game days is find the USL on social media, so active on Twitter as well as Facebook, with league-wide news and notes throughout the year, and sometimes some behind-the-scenes looks on your favorite franchises. Arizona in their second year as members, Austin Aztecs in year one of a quickly expanding USL.
Oh, that was just a huge opportunity squandered there. King by his lonesome going to the top of the box. Ball played behind him by Yates, and the Aztecs, they wish they could have that back.
Yeah, that ball was going where King was as opposed to where he was headed. Also, don't forget to head over to USLsoccer.com for all the official stories from the USL in this 2015 season. Malky has that ball stripped right off his toe by Yates.
Another ball won in the middle of the pitch by the Aztecs. Their midfielders, their forwards getting into it defensively.
Finally, perhaps a chance here to cut the deficit in half. Ball played onside. Flag is down, but that ball climbs up and over the crossbar off a man who was hoping to find some fortune. Again, Brad Stisser.
Beautiful ball from Long Tan right on the boot of Stisser. Stisser unable to control it through the first touch. Shot over the crossbar.
And Stisser knew that was the best chance of the night so far here in this opening half, just past a half hour old.
It's been a very easy 32 minutes to start this off for Aztecs goalkeeper Devin Perales there in the red.
You saw that play building up to the favor of the men in all white, but just could not place the proper punctuation on it.
Foul on the far side going down. That time was Cuero. The native Austinite in a heap.
Take this opportunity. A yellow will come the way of Arizona. Let's see if that was on Jonathan Top, the man in the area. As no, the infraction will actually be on Victor Munoz, the Spaniard from Madrid.
You see the Madrileño Munoz coming behind that time. Easy call there. You make the tackle from behind more often than not, you are going to get your name in the book.
First yellow of the night. And it'll go against the opposition. And these two teams, it'll have a fun postseason feel of sorts, a home and home, although we're not going to tally up the total goals when it's all said and done. each match individually worth the full 3 points potentially. As the Aztecs right now with a great start. They played so well through this opening about 30-35 minutes against Salt Lake, only to see it slip away. Arguably, perhaps due to the elevation over there. That's not a concern here at home.
No, absolutely not. The heat, well, that'll be a factor. Shouldn't be that big of a factor for Arizona United, team that's used to playing in warm conditions.
And for those of you who are playing bingo back in Arizona, in the 34th minute, the broadcasters mentioned it's just a dry heat over there. There's a tad more humidity here in the Lone Star State, but you and I were down there on the pitch. Really no concerns, no recent rain.
No, it shouldn't be an issue. Obviously, the synthetic turf surface in fantastic shape. No rain in the forecast. Humidity pretty low, relatively speaking. And a nice breeze certainly helps to cool things off.
Timbo works it up towards midfield as Yates will spill loose. We'll take this quick opportunity during the stoppage and play to give you a quick look at what we're talking about, those Memorial Day rains bringing in the flood. And that is, again, the water about 10 feet high. That stadium unusable for the rest of the summer. Aztecs were able to find a friendly home up here in Round Rock. But that entire artificial surface had to be replaced. There was a pedestrian who had to be rescued on that day, just on the edge of the stadium.
And credit the Aztecs ownership and their front office. A lot of people unhappy with the Aztecs moving, and well, obviously natural disaster, no choice whatsoever, but they exhausted every opportunity, every availability before coming up here to this beautiful facility just about 20 miles north of downtown Austin. And the credit the fans as well. They've come up with them. Some of these fans living an hour away, but still making the trip to support their hometown team.
Aztecs play on with the advantage here, up ahead to the boots of King. King with one goal right now, the go-ahead goal for the Aztecs. Back to Ambrose. Man on the back line who will run from one in line to the other as that ball flirts with the edge of the 18. From 30 yards out, touch ahead to Tierpak, looking for a little give and go. Tierpak will sit on this one just outside the perimeter of the box. A left boot delivery finds Timbo. Timbo with an opportunity on an exposed frame, but Wazinski forces him to alter the angle.
Beautiful, unselfish ball movement from the Aztecs from the near side to the far side. Back again. You see a Tierpak here with the defender, Dylan in tow, swings it across the top of the 6-yard box. King all by his lonesome, can't settle it to get it over Wazinski, and Arizona United knows they dodged a bullet, could possibly be down 3-0.
Wazinski almost had that ball chipped right up and over him.
And this has been a fantastic performance from the Aztecs, reminiscent of their first 35 minutes against the Real Monarchs. They have dominated both in possession, shots on goal, and obviously the scoreline.
This is the least action the back line for Austin has had in quite some time. They are not complaining. You just wonder the few lapses that may happen in the midfield, how that back line will respond.
They're not having to win the ball. The ball's being won in the midfield, and the Aztecs are able to send it forward to these guys. Tierpak now.
3-on-3. Tierpak, this time 21 yards out, sends wide, and takes out a spectator who had no time to respond. Tierpak with some mustard on that one.
The man in the pink boots there with time and room. Why not take a shot up 2-0?
You will see a ball boy go from upright to quickly flat on the pitch. And just outside your screen, at best, you see the shadow disappear.
There's the young man being attended to by one of the Aztecs front office men, Roberto da Silva. Roberto helping the Aztecs with their new connection. The Aztecs, obviously an affiliate of Columbus Crew SC, also have an affiliation to the south with Curitiba, the Brazilian football club. Going down there, it's where Fernando Timbo and his countryman Guaraci both come from the land of Jogo Bonito.
And we may get a slightly better look right here. And you've got to keep your eyes on the ball at all times. A fastball fired in by Chris Tierpak.
I think Wazinski could have told him that. Can't ever let up. Always have to be alert.
Ambrose flicks it ahead just to buy Austin some time. With 7 minutes remaining here in this opening half, Aztecs took the early advantage. First goal of the USL season for Brendan King, the man who had tried to get teammates involved tonight on corner kicks, 3 of them that all would result with no score. Is finally a free kick by King that found the back of the net. This man, Caesar, found the insurance on a nice assist by Yates. And get every man in the starting 11 tonight for Austin has proven to be a great distributor of the ball. Some very good field vision here tonight.
Beautiful passing, great unselfish play.
Ambrose back to Caesar.
The Aztecs back with it, courtesy of a United turnover. United unable to keep possession with their midfield. The Aztecs, everyone on the offensive side of the pitch.
Cuero from 35 yards out tries to poke one through to Tierpak, and his run short-lived.
I think the most impressive thing about the Aztecs is they are opportunistic, not content just to have possession. They are looking to do something with it when they have it.
Devin Perales gets to touch this ball again on his own terms.
This team reminiscent of the 2013 USL PDL champions. The Aztecs, not only did they win the championship, Paul Dalglish won Coach of the Year. Talk about Tierpak winning Player of the Year, and the Aztecs taking home Franchise of the Year awards as well.
Ambrose was just able to shake off his man. Aztecs with balanced numbers. This is going to be a heavy touch out wide, but still collected in the sun. This is the only portion of the pitch still in the sun, with right now Tierpak sending it back outside the 18. Collected, shot from 18, goes a foot as it was denied point blank. Cuero from distance. That one sails high off the food truck.
Wave after wave of Aztec attack. That time Rocha, another attempt from distance, knows he should have done better, the former Tulsa Golden Hurricane. But the Aztecs, every single one in blue wants to take a shot. Everybody wants to find the back of the net. And a tough shot that time, bouncing. Wazinski up to the task was the big man.
They'll just report that as hail damage a month from now. Well, Wazinski has played well tonight. He has seen two balls get past him.
And neither one of those his fault. Make no mistake about it. His back line has made a few mistakes. He's come up with some big saves. And the scoreline certainly not indicative of the play of the goalkeeper.
Meanwhile, little has been asked of Perales in the opposing frame. And by the time they switch ends of the field, that sun will no longer be an issue, as the ball will be centered by Rocha. Cuero's been a nice presence here in the midfield for Austin. He scored in that ball across the midway mark. Caesar likes his odds. Has Wazinski off his line. That frame exposed. It is a brace for Trevin Caesar tonight.
We spoke with Paul Dalglish before the game. He said it is only a matter of time. We are going to have the breakout match. This looks like it could well be it. The Aztecs 3-0 in the 42nd.
Wazinski committed up after the final man was beaten. At that point, Caesar liked his chances with the angle.
And Wazinski had no choice there. It was a one-on-one. He had to come off his line, force Caesar to do something. Caesar so quick, so good with the ball at his boots. Makes no mistake as he buries that one. And the Aztecs now with a comfortable 3-0 lead.
And Trevin Caesar has just become the top goal scorer this year for the Austin Aztecs. Now one better than Chris Tierpak. Tierpak wouldn't mind finding a leveling shot before it's all said and done. Flag is up offside.
It's been a difficult year for the Aztecs. We talk about having to move stadiums, the inconsistencies in the starting 11 players coming in and out, trying to get the guys on the pitch, but everything clicking tonight for the home team in blue.
There's still work to be done before halftime. 43rd minute underway. Arizona just hoping for something positive to build upon before they head to the locker room.
Yeah, this has been the Aztecs' best half of the season, bar none. They've played well at times, but the question has been, can they put a full 90 minutes together? That is yet to be seen, but a very encouraging start for the home team.
Austin has seen encouraging signs late. They've matched up well with Sacramento Republic FC in their two meetings, including a win in California last month. At the same time, with all the bright spots, there have also been some tough stretches, but they are hoping that things are really starting to all come together and hoping that this is a sign of things to come.
The Aztecs have had bad luck. They've had bad luck in weather. They've had bad luck in injuries, cards. They've had calls go against them, but maybe things starting to go to the side of the team in blue. They just need some confidence. You take a look at the bench there, the guys on it, the coaching staff over to the right. The Aztecs That has been the thing all year. We need confidence. We need to get a victory, have these guys get on the same page. And who knows? An opportunity here for a team currently sitting in 11th in the Western Conference.
With a 3-goal lead for his team, Paul Dalglish is still as alert as he was in the opening minutes of this one. He wants to see a complete 90 minutes of near-perfect soccer.
There is the head man of the Aztecs. His blue suede loafers there, matching his top. Always dapper is the Scotsman.
He always takes a humanitarian approach to socks. As Perales will work it up ahead.
One of the few mistakes we've seen so far this match. Perales just sends that one into touch. I think the Aztecs, they will take that the way things have been going.
Malky fires it up ahead looking for Brad Stisser, but it is a first half in which they have not been able to utilize their talented score up top, as we anticipate a minimum of 1 minute of stoppage time after we wrap up with this 45th minute. Again, Longtan is in the starting lineup tonight. No surprise for Arizona, but you and I just have not had a chance to talk to him since talk about him since the opening kick.
That's exactly right. Mentioned him numerous times in the first 5 minutes, but haven't had the reason to talk about him. And Michael Del Russo, he's going to have some words for his team at half. This team playing one of the poorer halves that they've played so far this season. Expect to see a different United squad in the second 45. I have a feeling they're going to come out on fire. If the Aztecs can take this 3-0 lead to the break, they will be thrilled.
Neither side has taken advantage of the 5 substitutions allowed in the USL. Again, 1 minute is now being announced as the minimum time added that we will see here in this first half. As the ball sent back off the boot of Jonathan Topp and immediately knocked down as the Aztecs refuse to let that ball enter.
And we've seen that all game, the midfield playing defense, the forwards playing defense. That time Yates just knocking a pass down, able to take it back. The Aztecs back line, it hasn't been a very busy evening for them because of the midfield's defending.
Ambrose will lose this one across the near touchline as Arizona will again possess on the positive end. Austin may have gotten away with a tug of sorts, but this possession will belong still to Arizona for another throw. Or did they call the foul? Arizona's approaching it as if they did. And a very quick restart for the visitors. Perales back on his line. The 4 men in front of him ready to go. A quick break and too quick. Flag is up offside. As a moment later, Longtan will grab that left ankle. But they were hoping just to create a little bit of momentum before going to the locker room.
Tan with an opportunity there, the most dangerous of the first half. And you see Arizona wanting to play the ball down the middle. And that will do it for the first 45.
Devin Perales, some concern here. Seconds before we head to halftime, Perales goes down in front of the goal, and this could be quite the development for the Aztecs. As right now, holding his left leg, the officials are making their way. I don't know if he knocked knees with Longtan. I did not see it at the time, but what was a near perfect first half for Austin, this would be the most we've talked about Perales in the opening 45.
Yeah, good ball from Morrison looking for Tan, and that time Tan's left leg colliding with the left leg of Perales.
Yeah, may have gotten stepped on by that left boot. And as many positives as there were in the first half for the Aztecs, a question mark will loom over the home side as we head into halftime. 3 goals for the Aztecs, including the first of the USL season for Brendan King unassisted. Trevin Caesar would add a brace and some insurance for the home side. As Kit, you and I take a quick look back at how that first half unfolded.
A fantastic first half from the Aztecs. You see the brilliant free kick there from King, able to put the Aztecs up 1-0 in the 18th. The Aztecs took the momentum all the way through the first half. Caesar finds the back of the net for his first to put the Aztecs up 2-0.
That would be his 6th goal on the year. He would capture his 7th goal on the season as well with this opportunity to beat the keeper. Aztecs lead at home in Round Rock 3-0 against the visitors from Arizona. We take a break for halftime. Rejoin us for second half action when we put a fresh 45 on the board.
Perkins takes the free kick long, and Craven wins the ball. Turns it for Garza, who steps into the area. Sam Garza into the middle! The goal is scored by Kovar! And in the 73rd minute, Seattle have finally broken through.
Was going to be dangerous. Now they boot one forward, wanting to get Ayuk to run under it. He does, in the area, sets up the left foot, he shoots, he scores off the defender.
Isley, great work to get it down and find Asante. Here comes the midfield. Oh, he's going all the way! And it's in! 1-1.
Got the cancer awareness thunder sticks in a crowd. Shot from way out to goal! Shintaro Harada, the bomb to put the Switchbacks up 2-0.
Block, gets it back. Maybe another chance, this time from the tougher angle. Cut it back. Gavin one time! Blair Gavin! The opener for T2, it's 1-0!
Hey, have some of this.
Whoa, what about backwash?
What?
Oh, come on, man. You know, like from other people's mouths.
Dude, relax.
Introducing the Big Red Backwash Can with special saliva-activated sensor. Too much slobber? Just kick on the bilge pump.
Saliva level 0%.
The Big Red Backwash Can. Reinventing how you enjoy Big Red. You're welcome.
Thank you guys. We're calling ours. We've got one more parade. Real quick, the band, if you want to come talk to us, we have some stuff. So you can hear you. You can't talk. He can hear you. You just can't talk back. Okay.
Direct your attention to the northwest corner of the field. The Aztecs Soccer Foundation, the official charitable arm of the Austin Aztecs, is proud to accept a $1,400 donation from this year's charity game between the Austin Cougars and Liverpool FC supporters of Austin. Accepting the donation on behalf of ASF is board member Ed Easton and foundation coordinator Tessa Hill. The Aztecs Soccer Foundation would like to thank both groups, Ian Brandon Johnson, Robert Reyes, Megan Duncan, Steve Wilson, and Brianna Solana for their generous contribution, which will be used to advance our mission of using soccer as a vehicle to serve the Central Texas youth. You know there's some time season home game for your Aztecs will be Saturday, August 1st against Portland Timbers of 2. Landon Donovan will be there. Will you come cheer on your Aztecs? And don't forget to bring a friend. Fans also don't forget you can get to Aztecs games for free with a pre-purchase ticket by using the Metro rate. For more info, check out austinaztecs.com/capmetro.
3-0 our tally here at the half in Round Rock, Texas, just north of the capital city, is the Austin Aztecs and Arizona United SC meeting for the third of 4 occasions in this 2015 USL season. The final chapter will come next weekend over in Arizona as the Aztecs make their second and final trip across a couple of state lines heading west. A fantastic turnout on this Friday night. The food trucks in full force, as well as all the kid-friendly activities behind the opposing pitch. Let's take a look back at the opening 45 as plenty to cheer about. Kit McConico for the home fans.
Yeah, brilliant strike on the free kick from Brendan King opened up the scoring in the 18th minute. The Aztecs taking the 1-0 lead. Doubling it just a few minutes later, Trevin Caesar able to find the first of his 2 goals in the first half. And just a few moments after that, Caesar doubling his tally, able to get around Wazinski, pops it in the back of the net, and there was the tally at the break, 3-0 in favor of that team right there.
And by the looks of things, the Aztecs are not ready to just simply rest on a 3-goal advantage, and the best sign perhaps is Devin Perales on his 2 legs, standing upright, ready to go for a complete match. He hopes for a shutout when it's all said and done. No truth to the fact that they were raffling off the chance to play goalkeeper in the second half for the Aztecs with a 3-goal advantage. He has not been tested often. The majority of the balls that he has had sent his way have come off his own backline's boots.
And again, credit the defending of the midfield. Great job, that trio between Yates, Rocha, and Cuero, winning the ball in that center third, sending it up front to King, Caesar, and Tierpak. The back line doing their job, but not forced to come up with anything. And as you said, after that collision with Long Tan at the end of the first half, great to see Perales starting here in the second.
Every now and then our shot of the pitch will show you the opposite stands, which are empty. That's by design, as all the fans are here on the near side. So it can be misleading attendance-wise if you watch the broadcast, but a tremendous crowd down below. Again, lots of families. And there's even seating that is right up on the pitch that's just below that drop-off down there. So, and that is for the most part packed from one end to the other.
Yeah, fantastic facility here at Kelly Reeves. You see everyone out enjoying the mild evening, a nice breeze, beautiful temperature. And, well, the Aztecs fans, a lot to cheer about. Their squad with a 3-goal lead going into the second.
Well, after a nice season from Brendan King, great to see him rewarded on that free kick. The set-piece specialist was able to be a little selfish and find the back of the net on his own. Subsequently, we saw Drew Yates dial up Trevin Caesar. The Aztecs often have found themselves in striking position with multiple choice in terms of opportunities, whether it be pass it to teammate A or B. And there have not been many poor decisions as of yet. Here's Tierpak to escort the ball across midfield for the first time here in the second half. A short-lived attack, a foul now on Cuero, and the Aztecs who retreat.
Undoubtedly the best 45 minutes played by the Austin Aztecs so far this season. The question is, can they duplicate that in the second half? They've had trouble playing a full 90 minutes. This might be the night that everything gets strung together.
Brock Granger, the man from Honolulu, will send this ball back into play. But again, nothing doing for Arizona. And that's going to be too far for Caesar to run as the ball sent ahead by Giorio.
And as soon as the Aztecs win the ball, those backs, be it Ambrose on the left, Gunderson on the right, they are flying down those sidelines, looking to get involved in the offense. Gunderson that time laying it up for Tierpak just a bit too far.
Kit, you and I have mentioned we had an extended conversation with Paul Dalglish, a fountain of knowledge when it comes to soccer, and probably when he was delivered in the delivery room on the day of his birth, probably already had more soccer knowledge just by the fact of who his father is than most of us ever will have. But he talked about all sorts of opportunities in a match that you might have to grind out for success. Very little of it has had to play into effect, including trying to expose that middle.
That's right. The one thing he said that we have seen in the first half is the Aztecs using that wide space, finding those pockets behind the midfield, looking to send the diagonal balls in. They've seen a lot of success with that. But as you so correctly mentioned, Paul Dalglish, the son of the famous Kenny Dalglish, probably born with more soccer knowledge than most of us accrue in a lifetime.
Tierpak from 40 yards out will send one wide to Cuero. Cuero's chance to get involved, looking to send it in to Caesar instead. Considering the options, Arizona says take a corner kick.
Good news for Aztecs fans. The home team in blue picking up right where they left off to start the second half, using the wings, sending the ball in, looking dangerous. Another look here at Cuero's cross.
And this ball, I misspoke, was cleared just on the plus side of the flag. Simply a toss for the Aztecs. As Perales will collect this one just along the 18, able to chest it down, looking for Rosaboom, and it's hard to miss the big man with the number 25 on his back.
And even though Perales hasn't had to come up with any special saves, he's done his job. His number one job, he's got to communicate with that back line. He has to be confident. The other thing, he has such a big leg. They want to see if he can find Tierpak over the top, much in the way that Valentino is going to be looking for Tan.
Cuero with a giveaway. That sets up this opportunity right now on the feet of Chiva Cuevas, a man who is a second-half substitute for Arizona. I believe I got a flash of Dennis Chin out there as well. We'll confirm some of the changes when we have a chance.
Now you see Jose Chiva Cuevas now on the pitch, the native Californian, former Charleston Battery man.
The Aztecs will push the ball again to the plus side of midfield. In fact, yes, there is number 15 down there, Dennis Chin, just outside your shot as well. Ball on the boot of Valentino.
So a change made up front. As you see, Michael De La Russo bringing in Chin. Wants to play with the guys. Talking about Sisser second on this team. Tan first. Chin, another one of those offensive firepower. Maybe he can find the opening goal for the visitors.
Yeah, and Long Tan has been held quiet for the most part. You saw that time a ball played his way, but Rosaboom for the Aztecs playing interference of sorts so that Perales could get that ball unimpeded.
Tan has been left alone on an island. He's found it hard to get service. The Aztecs have done a very good job of marking number 29 in white.
King sends a 50-50 up ahead. As the left boot will send a low line drive screamer to the head of Cuero. And these two teams will go right back at it in 8 days over in Arizona. If this result holds up here in Austin, they'll have a chance to match the regular season series at 2 wins apiece if they can go on the road and pick up a valuable 3 points. Chin up ahead. Fairly even numbers, man running in space on the 50-50. Perales off his line, needs help, and he'll come through. Still an exposed goal line, but that ball will climb up and over the crossbar. Perhaps the second best chance of the night for the visitors from Arizona, but the result the same.
What a save initially in the one-on-one situation from Perales off his line, able to get in front of Valentino, I believe it was. And beautiful. Tan has an opportunity here and just over the top.
If Perales was looking for the kick save with his right boot, if I'm not mistaken, it was actually his left leg that was folding under that happened to impede that shot. Otherwise, we're talking about a 3-1 tally up on the board.
Yeah, great work. Valentino tried to slip it underneath him, but Perales up to the task. Even after a fairly routine first half, he is playing very well here when called upon.
Rosaboom, plenty of space to work with at the moment. He finds the man he wants not too far away in Yates.
Perales didn't play the last time these two teams saw each other. Cody Larendi, the backup goalkeeper tonight, he got the start in that 3-2 loss at Scottsdale Stadium.
Yeah, neither one, though, has earned any merit badges to put on those sashes that they wear.
Just a matter of time.
Looking for a shutout tonight, as the goalkeepers for the Aztecs with the distinct kits all season long.
The Aztecs head coach Paul Dalglish said, we are looking for the shutout. We're trying to score goals, but if we get the shutout, we know we will get the full 3 points. Beverly's Army on their feet.
They've been on their feet since Sandy Toure scored the franchise's first goal in the USL back at the start of this season.
Beverly's Army, the official supporters group of the Aztecs, formed before the Aztecs even had a team, named after Angelina Eberle, who fired a cannon to keep the capital in Austin as opposed to moving it to Houston.
You made the mistake once of saying attempted to fire a cannon, and you quickly heard about it.
I heard about that from Eberle's Army. They made sure to let me know that she indeed did fire the cannon. There was no attempt in that. My apologies again to Matthew Gray and his cohorts.
Cuero out wide as this one is scored up ahead by Gunderson, but will ultimately lose it on the near touchline.
Gunderson has played very well, the native of Henderson, Nevada, here on the near side, as has his opposite number, Ambrose, on the far side. Aztecs, they like that bowl shape in the back.
That may be Edouard Zea down there. As for Arizona, you and I don't have a 20 on our roster, but he is the most recent addition for Arizona. He was with the Austin Aztecs, and no, that appears actually to be Otis Earl, pardon me.
Indeed it is, Otis Earl.
A giveaway. Aztecs have even numbers. Well, 4-on-4. The difference is the man in yellow right now on the goal line. We're in the midst. And a bicycle attempt by Caesar. Still an opportunity alive for Austin. We'll have a chance, no doubt, to look at that again in just a moment. But this attack still alive for the Aztecs, up by 3. Caesar was looking for a classic hat trick finish. And Tierpak unable to stay on his feet along the perimeter of the box. Moments ago, Trevin Caesar back to the frame, looking to polish this one off.
Yeah, Caesar looking for this spectacular here, and that would have been something if he connected. May have should just let it bounce to King. King had an opportunity, a bit of space, but still a 3-0 lead for Austin.
The foul was called a moment ago just outside the 18, the one that sent Tierpak to his feet, or pardon me, to his seat. Here's the man who has the go-ahead goal so far, Brendan King. He'll look to pick up an assist with his efforts here in all likelihood.
King from the soccer hotbed of Naperville, Illinois, just outside of Chicago.
Timbo, the header, goes wide of the near post.
Very difficult right there for the Brazilian Fernando Timbo. You saw him trying to crane his body back just too far in front of that one, unable to get any power on it. We take another look. 77, totally unmarked, no one near him. But again, the service just behind and unable to trouble Wazinski.
Cuero and Tierpak each went streaking in. Their men followed them inside the 6 as well, and that meant the man with the 77 on his back had quite the opportunity. But ultimately, the score remains as it was at halftime, 3-0.
Paul Dalglish and the Aztecs bench unhappy. They knew they should have done better in that situation. As you mentioned at half, Dalglish always coaching, always looking for more. 3-0, not enough. He wants 4 and maybe even 5.
Well, Arizona, the struggle has been to continuously possess the ball on the plus side of midfield. It is a midfield for the Aztecs that have been the unsung heroes thus far. Earl, again the giveaway to Rosaboom, 35 yards away from the intended destination of the goal.
Everyone in blue has defended brilliantly this evening. The guys up front, Caesar, King, Tierpak, they've all dropped back. They've been able to win balls back. You mentioned that midfield, so impressive, those 3, Yates, Rocha, and Cuero, really dictating this match.
Well, Longtan has decided he can't wait for somebody else to create an opportunity for number 29. He's going to try to force the Aztecs to make a mistake and pounce on it.
And you're going to see more of that from Arizona. They're going to have to press. The guys up front are going to have to run, looking to win a ball back. When that happens, space opens up at the back. Austin will have an opportunity in the counter if they so choose.
Gunderson to Tierpak. And Austin has been able to play well in space here tonight.
Yates has been amazing, the big man in the midfield, really slowing things down. The target forward, so good with his back to goal.
Nice reception. King able to turn. And here is Caesar with plenty of room to work with. He may regret trying to give that ball away. He still had some real estate he could chew up and possibly fire off a shot from that right boot.
A little too unselfish there from Trevin Caesar. Was looking for the give and go from Tierpak, but just too high, unable to control it. Austin still pressing everyone out there, giving 100%. You've got to think that we're going to see some substitutions coming sooner rather than later from both of these squads.
These two teams emerged from their locker rooms more than 10 minutes ago as we're well into the second half now. Austin has not found their first goal of the second half, but at the same time, they have not conceded many more opportunities, perhaps one thus far that Arizona thinks could have taken the shutout out of play. Ball sent in. Longtan is offside. Flag up. And Perales will be able to boot this one away.
Good idea. The cutting diagonal ball looking for Tan. Flag up yet again. And frustration starting to set in, especially from the men up front. You take a look at the coaching staff on the Aztecs bench. Paul Dalglish over to the right. But Longtan, the guys up front talking about tops. It's just things have not been going the way of the visitors in white.
That ball does not spend much time in the midfield, quickly out towards the wings. And Yates will win that foul. It stays with the home side.
Aztecs just executing their game plan to perfection. Everybody doing their part, all 11 on the pitch for the team in blue.
Gunnarsson looking for Caesar, who was trying to feed it immediately to Tierpak, who had all of his momentum coming forward towards the frame. Instead, Caesar onside, flag down, back post exposed, but the pass off the mark. Still a chance inside the 18 off the crossbar. Oh, sometimes better to be lucky than good. A breakdown on the back line, but in the end, the Aztecs could not make them pay.
And even though the Aztecs weren't able to score in this situation, Caesar sends it right behind King. King able to collect it, and his shot, as you mentioned, off the crossbar. The Aztecs, the difference in this Aztecs team and the team we've seen previously, this team is having fun. They're enjoying this match, and sometimes that's all you need.
Well, King still almost made the most of that opportunity after that ball found its way behind him. And as you see there again, 8 days from tonight, these two sides will collide. A foul, Cuero will go down. Advantage stays with the Aztecs as we play on.
Yeah, we'll see if we see a card coming from that. Cuero goes down in the center circle. Cuero, he was taken down in the first half, a yellow issued, the first of the match. That went to Munoz.
Aztecs send this ball in touch. We anticipate that Arizona will send it right back to him once Cuero is tended to.
Cuero still down on the pitch.
As we'll have a chance here perhaps to see the collision in midfield in the center circle.
You see Valentino just taking Cuero off his feet.
No malintent clearly for Valentino, but it's one of those where you think there's a chance I can get my foot on this ball. Of course, when we slow it down to that extent, it looks like he was a day late.
And you see Tan there, hands on hips, and that's what we see from a lot of the Arizona United players in white. Things just not going their way this evening, the ball not bouncing their way, all luck to the side of the home team. Good to see Cuero back up on his feet.
Well, it's a year when the USL not quite doubled in size, coast to coast, separating into a Western and Eastern Conference. It should create quite the playoff race. That many more teams, 6 from each conference, will ultimately make it into the postseason. The top 2 seeds from each side will ultimately get that first round off.
And a big Cascadia matchup. 2 of the top teams in the Western Conference, Vancouver Whitecaps 2, Portland Timbers 2, going at it this weekend.
Yeah, these are a couple of examples of independent teams in the USL, not owned and operated by Major League Soccer sides, but like the majority of the USL, they do have partnerships in place with Major League Soccer sides, including the Aztecs with the Columbus Crew SC. We saw Columbus in Austin during the MLS preseason with a very impressive Armadillo trophy on the line. And when you're in Texas, even Armadillos have the right to carry.
Armadillo with a 10-gallon hat, 6 shooters, the entire gamut. One of the better trophies in sports.
And a pretty good selfie game on Instagram. Well, it's been a slightly kinder second half for Carl Wazinski. Again, saw 3 balls get past him in that first half, but for the most part, none of them due to his errors, just simply great ball movement by Austin, and they found the opportunities and capitalized.
And we talked about Arizona, 3 wins, 5 losses, no draws on the road this season. Just under 30 minutes remaining. This visiting team in white, they're going to have to find a way to get back into this match, still trailing 3-0.
Austin right now does not mind. You appreciate this from your players, especially some of the younger players, not forcing the issue, as right now giving chase for Arizona is Garcia.
That's been a big part of the Aztecs' success this evening. They've been patient. They haven't forced things. They've taken their opportunities when they presented themselves. What a save there, Wazinski. Another kick save, able to get the left boot to it. The second time he's come up with something of that class.
Still all 3 goals coming in the first half of this one. At the moment, Brendan King on pace for the game winner. If Arizona can find a goal, it means Trevin Caesar's 2 goals in the first half would then be on notice. Those goals combining for the brace have now made Caesar the most prolific scorer in Austin Aztecs USL history. And how about a chance for the hat trick? Little dancing left boot delivery on frame, off the post. And Arizona will have a chance to clear it.
Oh, unlucky there off the post from Caesar. Beautiful ball, searching, played him into space from Tierpak. Caesar cutting it back and just unlucky.
Credit Arizona looking to capitalize on the counter here. Out to Chin, a sub at halftime. Delivers in, but no thank you. The Aztecs quickly send it back towards midfield.
This performance all the more impressive when you realize the Aztecs, they're winless in their last 5 matches, 3 losses, 2 draws, currently in 11th place in the Western Conference.
It's an Aztecs team that hopes it will prove to be 1 step backwards, 2, 3, maybe 4 steps forward here past the midway point of the season.
Now looking for one of those all-important top 6 spots to get into the playoff picture.
Again, Arizona, opportunity to possess here. This ball trickles through the 18, but harmlessly across the end line. And Perales will have another goal kick.
Well defended yet again. That time Ambrose, the former University of Maryland Terrapin, just able to get his body between the attacker in white and the ball.
Take a look at the near miss a moment ago from Caesar. Already sitting on 2 goals from 22 yards out, past Wazinski.
Caesar's going to see that one in his dreams, or more like his nightmares, thinking he should have come up with a hat trick. He would have been the first Aztec to have a hat trick here in the 2015 season.
We should all be as fortunate to have nightmares after a 2-goal performance.
Hey, if you're a striker, it's not the goals you score, it's the ones you miss.
Earl keeps this one in play almost for Tierpak. It'll stay with Arizona as they win the ball. Earl will have the toss. Looking for a man in the solid white kit. Has Chin, who will flick it up towards the center circle. I think Paul Dalglish, looking at the way this match has progressed, whenever that ball is possessed defensively by the back line of Arizona, he's not going to bite. He's going to let them possess back on that end, knowing they can't score from there. And so why risk a mismatch by getting your midfield out of sorts?
The Aztecs have done a fantastic job defending that long ball over the top. You see Arizona's really gotten away from it. They haven't tried it nearly as much in the second half, and credit the Aztecs defensively.
Just a moment ago, as Caesar is determined to get that ball for another chance. Back to live play right now. It's Chin possessing, sends it to the center circle as it'll grace the boot of Arizona's Joey Dillon.
You see the Aztecs really pressing when Arizona gets it near the sideline, trying to use that sideline as a third defender.
From 32 yards out, again a chance, and finally the visitors are on the board. Multiple options, and how about a man that you and I, to no surprise, see find it, Long Tan.
And who else but Long Tan? It took 65 minutes, but finally Arizona United able to get on the board their opening goal, and now just a 2-goal deficit.
Flag stays down, Tan around Roseboom, and no, stand corrected as it was Danny Garcia with the goal, number 11 for Arizona United. Long Tan, if anything, was just trying to say, look at the right hand while the left hand sends one home.
That's Tan giving a bit of direction in that situation. But either way, regardless of the goal scorer for Arizona, now some life for the visitors in white, trailing by 2. Still plenty of time to get back into this one. And remember, the Aztecs, they went up 2-0 the first time, or the last time these two teams saw each other. 3-2 was the final in favor of Arizona.
Well, Arizona has seen a couple more opportunities here in the second half than they did in the opening 45. Finally, Garcia able to slot one home. The clean sheet no longer available to Perales and the Aztecs tonight. For Garcia, it's his first goal of the USL campaign. Had 1 point coming into the match. Caesar, 20 yards out to Tierpak, little give and go, but the delivery never received by number 21. Cuero will step over and through, fires far post. It will come away empty-handed.
The first shot of the match for Andres Cuero. Saw his eyes get wide there, saw a bit of green in front of him, electing to take the shot.
Well, can Arizona build on that opportunity from a moment ago. You see Cuero's first shot of the night after he had been so vital creating opportunities for his teammates earlier in this match.
The Aztecs have done what they set out to do this evening. That's playing Aztec soccer, hard-working, possession-based, fast, and most importantly, plenty of shots on goal.
Have to wonder how much Arizona has left in the tank after trying to battle back uphill for the majority of this match. Earl on the near side. Quickly to Chin. And Cuero pokes it away.
Important match for both of these teams coming off tough losses. Arizona United, they lost to Seattle Sounders 2 up in Tukwila, Washington 4-0 their last time out. Looking to improve, and you see the bench there for the visitors.
There's Eduardo Zea, one of the newest members of Arizona, available if called upon. There was a foul called on Arizona on the other side of midfield. Roseboom will get us started once again. Right down the middle, option out wide again for the Aztecs. Tierpak and Caesar without the ball come into the box. Tierpak will try to collect. It's still playable. For an opportunity here in the offensive third. Tierpak makes the turn on Earl, tripped up outside the 18. It'll go unpunished instead. Tierpak refuses to give up on the play.
Oh, what a play from Tierpak. Unlucky there that he wasn't able to end up with it. Stuck with it. And now a foul committed by the Aztecs.
And there'll be a yellow for the home side. It'll be on Cuero. We'll see in just a moment. As it will be sent in direction for Andres Cuero. First caution of the night for Austin. You see Cuero trying to get this ball right back from the lone goal scorer tonight for Arizona.
Yeah, just got the boot there. Garcia enough to warrant the card as Cuero goes into the book. And a lot of the Aztecs' success tonight has been because of the off-ball movement. Everyone moving so well when they don't have the ball. No ball watching at all for the home team in Navy. Those guys getting in position. You've seen the passes, the passing lanes, just fantastic work. Granger now down on the pitch, being attended to by the training staff.
And looking around that right knee of Granger. And 5 substitutions available to each side in the USL this year. One of the notable differences from the other levels of United States soccer. Part of that is with 24 teams, you've got some midweek matchups, some quick turnarounds, and you want to make sure that you have a full-strength bench available to you. With the amount that many of these men will be tested.
And again, you see the difference there. Now the substitution, and it will be the former San Antonio Scorpion, the Colombian Eduardo Zea, set to check in.
And Zea started this year in the North American Soccer League down in San Antonio. Minimal opportunities with the Scorpions as he was free to have his opportunity to get some more playing time here in the USL. And it appears he is coming in for that man, Granger, who's back on his feet.
Zea signed earlier this week. He will get his first opportunity to see the pitch as a United SC player. Lincoln, do you think he went to Arizona or just made the trip up from San Antonio?
Yeah, you wonder what the logistics of travel were. I have a feeling he's already been out west. So in the midst of the 71st minute, Zea will make his debut in Austin.
Aztecs have to be careful. Even though they have a 2-goal lead, Arizona looking the better team in the past 5 minutes, able to find their first goal of the match. And got to think that'll give them confidence to look for a second.
You saw Longtan had made a break on frame. If that ball had reached him, we likely would see the flag up. As Tierpak will take an extended leg. The foul will go on Arizona's Joey Dillon.
That's an easy call right there. Dillon with the leg outstended. Tierpak around 3 defenders. Just look at the ball control here. Tierpak cuts it. Dillon, all he could do was commit the foul.
Yeah, Dillon may be fortunate. And just as I say that, no, a yellow card has come out. When we dip back into live action, you'll see the booking. Seemed like an easy choice for a yellow early. He just lingered in the pocket a bit longer.
Things starting to get heated as this game progresses. Closer we get to the 90-minute mark. And Tierpak getting his first start in 2 matches, getting beat up a bit.
Roseboom looking for Gunderson. The streaking defender on the wing is inside the 18. This a lob to the far post. And nice discipline on the back line by Arizona. You take that bounce the wrong way, and all of a sudden Austin has a chance to pounce on it and reclaim that goal surrendered this half.
Now you see how high the ball bounces on this turf surface here to Kelly Reeves. Something the Aztecs give them a bit of home field advantage, but as you so correctly said, well defended there. Arizona staying at home. Yates has been fantastic all match. You see him right there just continuing to pull the strings in the middle of the pitch.
See if Austin concedes this ball in touch with a man down. No, everybody back on their feet now. This ball's still playable. Time to wake up on that back line. Tierpak right now likes his odds. 1v1, has the ball on his left boot, comes back, pokes it through for Yates, and perhaps Yates a bit too unselfish.
I couldn't agree more. That time Yates just should have pulled the trigger, forced Wazinski to come up with a save. Instead, he was looking for Caesar to give the man from TNT the hat trick and cleared out of danger.
He had already dialed up Caesar once tonight back in the first half for the second goal, but at that moment it was nothing but he, as well as the opposing keeper, Wazinski. Here come the Aztecs once again.
Now in the 74th minute, you've got to think that Tierpak, he's not long for this match.
Caesar almost able to win that ball. It'll wind up with the opposing keeper.
Yeah, frankly, surprised Tierpak's still on the pitch, having missed the last two matches with that foot injury. It's so important, so effective is Chris Tierpak.
I think we have a hint of the first two substitutions for Paul Dalglish in just a moment. One of them could very well be coming in for Tierpak, Sandy Toure. As for Austin, you see Sandy Toure and the newest member of the Aztecs, Gall on loan from Major League Soccer's Columbus Crew SC.
There's Sandy Toure, the man from the Gambia, the former San Antonio Scorpion. He's set to check in, as is Roman Gall, the U20 U.S. men's national team player.
Well, Sandy will come in for his roommate, the man with the brace tonight, Trevin Caesar. Caesar leaves the pitch right now, the owner of the potential game-winning goal. Sandy Toure, the owner of the first goal of franchise history.
And there's the other substitute, Brendan King, coming off, and it'll be Gall coming on for the man who now sits on the game winner.
So Gall wears the colors of the Austin Aztecs after squaring off against the Aztecs in Austin during the MLS preseason.
Gall has 3 MLS appearances for the black and gold of Columbus Crew SC. Played a CONCACAF Champions League match, as well as got some minutes in a friendly against Valencia of Spain.
See, Toure will take his spot 40 yards out. He was a starter early in the season for the Aztecs. Chin coming off the bench tonight. Over to the lone goal scorer for Arizona, Danny Garcia.
Chin has been impressive since his coming into this match. He's really kind of settled things in the midfield, given Arizona the opportunity to sit on the ball, work through the midfield, a bit less chaotic than they were before he came in.
Time on the side, still the home side, thanks to the fact that they captured 3 goals in that first half, though scoreless in the second. A half in which Arizona was able to strike for the first time successfully.
Well won there by Toure, coming back to defend, and then just as quickly gives it back.
Toure was looking out wide for Gunderson, but things unfolding in favor of the visiting side from Arizona.
And Toure providing some fresh legs up front, pressuring the back line of Arizona when they have it.
Chin able to collect on the initial touch, knocking it down. But it takes a bit too long as the Aztecs get their blue kits back in time. Garcia on the wing. Fires one in. It's going to sail wide. Simply a goal kick for Devin Perales.
That was a good ball here to the near side to Garcia. Garcia should have done better. Just sends it out of touch for a Aztecs goal kick. Time becoming of the essence. Just under 14 minutes remaining, plus stoppage time. The Aztecs, see if they start to park the bus, start to drop numbers back. Not the style of the Aztecs, not a Catenaccio team. They don't look for that 1-0 victory, but with a 2-goal lead, they'll be happy to sit on it if it'll get them the full 3 points.
Perales was feeling pressure earlier this season by Cody Lorendi, fellow goalkeeper for the Austin Aztecs, as Paul Dalglish insisted that the goalkeepers win the right to wear the gloves week in and week out. That competition is still underway, but Perales has claimed this spot on a consistent basis now for the past month. Won't have a shutout tonight, but still on pace for the victory at the moment.
The Aztecs are lucky to have 2 quality goalkeepers in Perales and Lorendi. Both of them extremely good with their hands. Perales maybe a bit better with the feet, has the bigger leg. But that being said, a luxury that a lot of USL coaches don't have.
Toure again, an early touch since checking into the match a moment ago. Aztecs have made 2 substitutions. A little heel touch back. Back line. A bit out of position, and that's the shot that they needed. Looking for the brace ultimately was Garcia. That was his best chance, but in the end, simply a corner kick coming up.
Well defended by Gunderson. Got just enough of Garcia to affect the shot. Off of him it goes. You see Gunderson coming in at the last moment. Was out of position, but able to get back. Just conceding the corner.
And Garcia has been told he needs to come over to the near corner, and that's exactly where the kick will be taken, as he'll concede it to a teammate, as this one will come off the right boot. They keep it tight. Roseboom gets that ponytail on it first. And a physical contest, as the ball will stay with the visiting side.
Great tackle there from Tierpak. As I mentioned earlier, everyone getting into the act defensively for Austin, even the forwards. Chris Tierpak, a big tackle to send it into touch for an Arizona throw.
Consecutive corners from the near side. This one's sent up ahead. Chris Tierpak, member of Major League Soccer's Chivas USA before the team folded. Not competing this year, as they were looking for Chin on the near post. Tierpak briefly on the dispersal draft claimed by the Earthquakes of San Jose before making a home back here with the side that he led to a PDL National Championship 2 years ago.
Yeah, the local product happy to be home. Played 9 games for Chivas USA, only scored 1 goal. What a goal it was, but an opportunity to continue the legend for his hometown team.
Cuevas with the 3rd corner on this possession.
Well done by Perales, coming off his line, punching that away, and now Toure with some space.
You mentioned the space. That length, great stride to his advantage, will slow things down. He knows, again, that clock is their 12th man tonight.
An inspired performance from the host in blue. They took it to Arizona in the first half. All 3 Aztecs goals coming in the first 45 minutes.
Gunderson centers to Toure. He tries to turn on that left boot, firing it with the right. Could not get it down.
Maybe a bit too optimistic there in the turnaround attempt from Toure.
Austin determined to win this one right back. As again, that's Gall on the far touchline.
Had the opportunity to speak with Roman Gall there in the pre-game warm-ups. Said, how are you adjusting to Austin? He looked at me and says, it's hot.
It's a tad different than the climate of Columbus, Ohio. Also slightly fewer Buckeye fans down here. Within 40. Right down the middle. Asking for the ball is Gunderson at the bottom of your screen. Instead, they'll take a few strides back to maintain possession.
Beautiful ball.
Numbers pushing forward. Gall was hoping to position himself on top of the 18. Instead, will collect it inside of 30. Fires with his right boot, looking for his first USL strike. Time for the Gambian to clean things up. Sani Toure off the bench, cleans things with the rebound. And Sani Toure back in the scoring column, has the 4th goal tonight for Austin.
Toure with the goal, and what a goal it was, but all courtesy of the man on loan from Columbus Crew SC, Roman Gall. His shot from distance, forcing Wazinski to come up with a save. Couldn't collect it cleanly the first time, and the rebound splays right to Toure, and he makes no mistake.
The month of Ramadan observed, coming to an end yesterday, was looking to feast tonight.
And not a bad way to end the holy month for the observant Muslim there. Sani Touré from the Gambia gets back in the scoring column. Everything going right for the Aztecs tonight.
As we will see Arizona United again dip into the bench.
It's been a tough evening for that man right there, Carl Lazinski, and it has not been on his shoulders. He's played well. He's come up with some huge saves. 2 kick saves, one in the first, one in the second half, but nothing he could do there.
As again, Gall from up 26 yards out. Wazinski comes through the first time around, but too much to ask. And Sani Touré was looking to pounce.
Yeah, and that wasn't Wazinski. That was the defense, just unable to get to it.
Ryan Fekete will make his first entry tonight.
So the man from Tampa, Florida, comes on for the native Austinite. Chris Tierpak, 83 minutes played. Very impressive outing from him.
As Jordan Rideout was the man who came in a moment ago for Arizona United. As Austin has reclaimed that 3-goal advantage. Fewer than 7 minutes remaining in the scheduled 90. We do expect some stoppage time to be added on with some injuries and a handful of substitutions. Not to mention 2 goals since these teams have emerged from the locker room. Cuevas sends one all the way up ahead. Earl.
This is the third of 4 matches these two teams will play here in the 2015 season. The next one coming next week at Scottsdale Stadium. But every match has been different, and who knows what we'll see next week when the Aztecs travel to Arizona.
That ball will stay on this end in favor of Arizona United. Earl will continue to handle the tosses. Every step a battle, and of all things, a foul on Austin right there.
One thing is for sure, the Aztecs fans and players have to be very happy and pleased with what they've seen here this evening in Austin. This team, they've been in a very poor run of form, losing their last 5 matches, 3 losses and 2 draws, and really taking control tonight at home.
Well, we've met our quota for man buns as Mozzie Giorio will come in. He makes his entry for a very busy gentleman.
Yeah, what a game.
Again, it has been a nice night for Andres Cuero.
Cuero's been very impressive. Hasn't shown up in the stat sheet that much, but he certainly dictated a lot of the play in the middle of the field.
So Giorio will come in. Good luck figuring out which one is the newcomer and which one's the Captain Roseboom. Nice ball played in, but the flag is up offside. It is still a 4-1 affair.
Valentino unhappy with that. He thought he timed his run, did the Arizona captain. Poor marking on that set piece from the Aztecs, and lucky that the flag was up for offside.
He didn't want that goal to count. The announcers were too busy talking about hairstylings. As Perala is diving to his right, sees that ball sneak behind him, but again, the flag up immediately.
Some crucial offside calls in this match for both sides. But anytime a goal comes off, that's just, it's a hard thing to duplicate.
Sani Touré already 1 goal off the bench tonight for the Austin Aztecs. He and his roommate Trevin Caesar have a combined hat trick. Caesar will not be able to complete the feat this evening as they were swapped straight up 1 for one another. Timbo, a near miss earlier in this match on a header. There has been absolutely 0 bus parking in this match tonight.
No, I hinted that the Aztecs may elect to park the bus. That has not been the case. Sticking with Paul Dalglish's style, this is a team that they press no matter what the scoreline. They are always looking to add another.
Watching back at Arizona's last match, it was a rough one against Seattle. S2 side that was clicking early and often, and there was talk of parking that bus after just a couple of minutes after the initial strike. Arizona hoped to continue their road trek here to Austin and find some success against a team in which they have 6 points against. But if they're going to capture a full 3 points, their last chance against Austin will be next weekend.
Arizona very happy that this 2-game road trip will come to an end after tonight. They will get to go back there to the Valley of the Sun, where, as you said, they host the Aztecs 8 days from today.
Cuevas right now hovering over the ball for the kick. It's just inside of 39 yards out. With help of the American football markings. Ball delivered in, and the header up and over the crossbar.
Another beautiful piece of service there, looking for Zaya, the Colombian, unable to trouble Perales. Arizona, they've looked most dangerous in the set pieces. Poor defending from the Aztecs, and quite frankly, the Aztecs are lucky that Arizona hasn't found a goal or two in a set piece situation.
There are matches we have seen this year in the USL where the number of opportunities Arizona has had would be plenty to make you happy with how that match has unfolded. What has stood out is Austin was able to pepper the opposing defense more often than we've seen in the typical match.
Well, that was something we spoke of earlier. The Aztecs, they needed shots and shots on goal in this game. They've gotten both of those, a key to their success. The Aztecs, this is by far the best they've played the entire season. Still not a full 90 minutes, but getting there. And if this is any indication, this team is going to be something to be reckoned with as the season progresses.
Diorio will temporarily lose this ball over to Arizona. His teammates will try to reclaim it. I have a feeling most fans are right now training their eyes to that table down there with the fourth official, with the 3 being exposed. In all likelihood, 3 minutes of stoppage time will be added. Still just in excess of 60 seconds remaining in the initial 90. It is a night in which we saw Brendan King finally collect for the midfielder his first goal as a professional with the Austin Aztecs this year. Trevin Caesar became the Austin Aztecs all-time leading goal scorer, of course, for the expansion side. That doesn't take much. One better than Chris Tierpak, who has also since exited this match. And Sandy Ture able to add to his goal total. A rare score from Ture since coming back from the knee injury.
Obviously, those are the goal scorers, but this has been a complete team performance. Everyone for the Aztecs has contributed this evening. The goalies, the defenders, midfield, everyone has done their part. Everyone has played well, and that's why we have a 4-1 scoreline.
Valentino colliding with one of the Aztecs, in a yellow will be handed out as a souvenir to Rocha. That goal for Ture, his 3rd on the year. The first 2 came early in this USL campaign. It's Sandy Ture, who was a prolific scorer in the USL before heading up to the North American Soccer League, where he too was a member of the San Antonio Scorpions. And they are now making it official with the 4th official down below. No fewer than 3 minutes will be added as the clock has already struck and surpassed 90 minutes. Each club has managed a goal here in the second half. That is the reason why Arizona still trails by the same margin they did at halftime when it was 3-0. Fekete along the near wing. Again, quickly tapped up ahead to Gunderson.
Gunderson has been integral in this match. He's been fantastic defensively, getting things going the other way, up and down. He's probably run 5 or 6 miles this evening.
He was looking for an excuse to run right there without the ball. As the dance partners are allowed to continue, Aztecs will ultimately win it back to Team Bo.
Right now, just about maintaining possession for the Aztecs. They don't want the ball in their defensive third, but they'll do it if they can keep possession, using the entire width of the field. This Aztecs team, they have been impressive tonight. Calm, cool, and collected.
Well, we've seen the Aztecs steal a match when down by a couple of goals in stoppage time, but we haven't seen them surrender such a lead. And, of course, with a 3-goal advantage here, Wazinski squeezes it in, but mindful he wants to move this ball upfield as soon as possible.
Just over a minute of stoppage time remaining. Wazinski that time looking to send it forward, but no white jerseys moving up the pitch. Frustrated from the big man in the back.
About 2/3 of the way through the minimum of 3 minutes added here in the second half.
Those fans have had a lot to cheer about all evening. Their team taking the 3-0 lead. As you said, both teams able to find the back of the net in the second.
Usually you and I would dig into what is ahead on the schedules for these two sides, but it's going to be a bit of deja vu. They head back to Arizona for a second time, and it'll be the exact two teams meeting. They may not have to look at too much video to scout out what the opponent can do.
No, the last two times they played at Scottsdale, or the last time these two teams played at Scottsdale Stadium, Arizona United got their first win at home. They snapped a 4-game losing streak. They'll be looking for something similar next week.
And right now, a game of possession as Austin simply trying to kill the clock.
Fatigue really setting in, especially for the visitors in white. Gunderson had a chance to press that, but wisely electing to slow it down and take more clock.
And the final whistle has blown after the Aztecs put together arguably their best half hour of soccer, ultimately in a loss over in Sandy, Utah. They put together 90-plus minutes tonight. It was highlighted by an early 3-goal advantage, and Austin would never have to look back. 4-1 the victory. Devin Perales and company with as close to a perfect game as you could at least hope for here in the USL tonight.
The question was, when were the Aztecs going to string it together? When were they going to get the full 90 minutes? The answer, well, we've seen it here tonight. Maybe this is the turning point, a huge victory at home for Austin.
Goals from Brendan King and that man, Sani Toure. But sandwiched in between, a brace from Trevin Caesar. One of those two goals, the first of the two, proves to be the game winner tonight against Arizona United SC. These two Western Conference squads will square off in 8 days. Longtan will look to get back into the scoring column against this, a team he already has 3 goals on his resume because of. We take a look back at some of the standout moments from the 90 minutes tonight here at Kelly Reeves. And Brendan King, the midfielder, his first goal after trying to come through on some set pieces early. Yates would dial up Caesar. Caesar this time would create an opportunity out wide for his own right. Something about that end of the field, Arizona was able to find a goal. Caesar just could not find that hat trick, but his roommate checks in and will check into the scoring column as well. 4-1 the final. A big thank you to our crew here, as again, great to be reunited here in the broadcast booth. For Kit McConico, I'm Lincoln Rose. We appreciate your time tuning in. A reminder, this will be archived and available on YouTube to take a look back. You imagine these two teams may have a chance to look back at the video because their next opponent, it'll be the exact same matchup but on a different pitch. This time they'll head out west 8 nights from tonight. Again, it'll be the Aztecs and Arizona United SC. Aztecs pick up the 3 points, much needed, trying to climb up the Western Conference standings.